It's Wolf, and it's a stream. It's been a couple weeks since the last stream I did, and I need to make sure everything is working. um, because I'm not sure if it is. Okay, yeah, we are all good. I've been meaning to do a stream for a while now, like a couple days or so, but then I just kind of kept, like, not getting to it. And then tonight I was like, okay, I'm finally gonna go and do stream tonight. But then I got distracted watching the NBA final, which just ended a few minutes ago. Um, I mentioned before that I've been getting more into sports lately. And is that a firework? There's some sort of celebration going on somewhere near where I live, and I have no idea what it is. um, Maybe a graduation party or something. I don't know. But anyway, what I was saying. So now my game's too quiet. There we go. Okay. I think I finally have all the audio, everything balanced out. So I it's really annoying. like I hope that's fireworks. It sounds like fireworks. Um, what is what is going on? I wonder. You know what? I wonder if people are celebrating the Knicks winning the finals, even though I don't live anywhere near New York. I know a lot of people were hoping for the Knicks to win the finals, but I was hoping for the Spurs. I'm not really. I really don't have like a favorite NBA team, even though I like basketball quite a bit. But I don't like New York for personal reasons. I just don't like New York. um, so I was hoping for the Spurs. Plus, I live in the South, so even though like the Spurs are from San Antonio, Texas, so that's the South. Anyway, yeah, I was watching that, and the game from a few days ago was crazy. That last minute basket. This game was once the Knicks kind of got in the lead in the last few minutes, you could sort of tell the way it was going, just because like there was the Spurs just kept missing like every shot. But anyway, yeah, so it's been like 3 weeks since the last time I streamed, and it's been a or 2 weeks, I don't know. It's been a crazy couple weeks. Last time I streamed, I remember I was talking about, I was like, oh, I have a bunch of time to myself. I'm gonna clean my house and this and that, and so last stream, if you guys remember right, I was complaining about my nose running. I was like, man, my nose is kind of running. So I ended up stopping that stream and then like not feeling very well. Like I just kind of continued to feel worse throughout the day. Like I stopped the stream, went to have dinner, and my nose just kept running worse and worse and worse. And like by the time I was going to bed, I was like, oh god, I think I'm like actually sick. So I was feeling like actually sick by the time I went to bed that night, which sucked because I didn't really do anything that evening. And then the next day I woke up and still didn't feel great, so I didn't really do anything that morning. But luckily, whatever was going on left my body relatively quickly, and I felt better the following day. But that kind of set me behind for all the stuff that I wanted to get done with. So I had like a bunch of games that I wanted to clean off that I've bought over the past however many months. And I did clean a lot of them. I've gone down from like 5 giant stacks to like one, but I still have a bunch that I need to clean and like organize and put away in my collection and everything. Um, and then yeah, other than that, I was vacuuming and I did like a ton of laundry, and so I did get a lot done, but it was like it sucked because it went from like not feeling well into tons of just like house chores that I needed to get done with. And that was like most of my couple days there. That was almost like that entire week. I was just busy doing like household stuff. um, but yeah. Oh, speaking of that, we finally hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel. It's been, yeah. Last time I streamed, we were still at like 999. It was actually, I think it was like the day that I was still feeling sick that I saw that we hit 1,000 subscribers, and I was like, oh wow, this is awesome. But I feel like crap, so it's not great. But yeah, that's really cool. It kind of snuck up on me though. I really haven't had anything like special planned for it. So I've got the 1,000 subscriber update video. I finally finished that. That took me a while because I had recorded the audio for it, and then it took me a while to edit that, and then I had to get some gameplay to put behind it and stuff. But I finally finished that, and that is scheduled for tomorrow morning. So that's already done and everything. That the audio in that video is actually from like over a week ago now. It just took me forever to finally get around to finishing that video. Um, but yeah, I I trying to remember where I was in my story here. So I finished like a bunch of chores and stuff, and then like my family came back from vacation, and then I had. So then the next annoying thing happened, which was that I got prescribed a medicine that ended up messing with me quite a bit. So I went to. I've mentioned before, my sinuses kind of hate me. I don't really know what's up with my sinuses, so I've been seeing an ENT about it. And like last time I saw her, she prescribed me a dose of like a steroid and an antibiotic and a nasal steroid, and it actually worked. It worked fine. I didn't have any side effects. I felt a lot better afterwards. Like my sinuses cleared up for a good while and everything. So I was pretty sure like that was just like a bacterial infection or whatever it was, some sort of infection that was making me feel bad that got taken care of with that stuff. So I went back, and since it's been a while since I saw her last time, this was supposed to be my 6 month checkup, but it actually has been longer because I had left my old job, and so like I had to wait to get insurance and stuff again, and blah blah blah. Anyway, so she put me on to a another round of the same like antibiotic steroid nasal steroid thing. Oh, a Volkswagen Beetle, okay. um and so I was like, yeah, cool, like, you know, maybe I just have another nasal thing going on or whatever. So I didn't think much of it because last time I did that, it wasn't like I didn't even notice that I was on anything. I didn't have any side effects. But this time, like I said, I had some side effects. But I'll get back to that in a second because I want to talk about that more in depth afterwards. So that's another thing though. So just keep in mind, for like a week I was kind of losing my mind from the medicine that I was on. And then so my mom had to go to a thing for her job. She had to go to a conference, and long story short, she came back. She caught COVID while she was away at the conference. So she's fine. She's feeling better now, and today is actually the last day of her needing to like mask up or anything like that. So she's like pretty much out of like, you know, the contagious zone of it and everything. But for the first like 5 days, you know, after she got told that she had COVID, I didn't want to catch COVID, so I like hid in my room for like 5 days straight. And kind of barely ate anything, which wasn't great. So that was, yeah. And then also that was kind of at the same time as I was losing my mind from that medicine that I had. But yeah, thankfully that is over with now pretty much. And I'm back to normal, like kind of as of today. But yeah, so back to the medicine that I got prescribed. So I actually have the pill bottles here with me. So let me get to this race, and then I can tell you guys what it was, because I figure I might as well share my story in case any of you guys end up in the same situation. Prednisone, sweet Jesus, this stuff made me go insane. That's a little bit of an overreaction. And then also I got Ceftonir as the antibiotic, but so prednisone, I think that's the same steroid that I got put on last time when I went through like a round of stuff for my sinuses. And it didn't do anything to me last time. I didn't even notice I was taking it. But this time, so it was like, it's a medicine that usually they'll like prescribe it to you at like a certain dosage, and then as you go on, you take less of it, you kind of taper off of it. Well, for the first 3 days, I was at a 30 milligram dose, which is not like a crazy high dose or anything. It's a pretty normal dose from what I read online. But long story short, after looking it up online, I found out that apparently prednisone can be very helpful, but also can actually like cause people to have psychotic breakdowns. I didn't get to that level or anything, but so it was weird. The first day that I took it, I was fine. I actually had like a really nice day. I went and I test drove a car, because my mom and I have been talking about possibly trading in my truck for like a vehicle that's a little bit more useful, 4-wheel drive, and like can do more stuff than like my truck can, because my truck is useful, but it's old, it's not got 4-wheel drive. Like I really like it and everything, but it'd be helpful if we could get like a nicer truck. But anyway, I actually test drove a Subaru Crosstrek because that's 4-wheel drive and stuff. And also my mom, her dog is getting older, and so she wants to get like a vehicle that her dog can get into easier and stuff. So, and I also already had driven a Crosstrek before and really enjoyed it. Back when I was getting my first vehicle, that was one of the ones I test drove, and they're really nice. I just wanted a Challenger more, so I went with a Dodge Challenger. But yeah, I went that day and I test drove that car. I did some other stuff, went shopping, didn't feel anything. But then the next day, I woke up and I had to take my cat to the vet for just a normal vet appointment. And for whatever reason, I woke up and like my heart rate was kind of high. I had really bad heartburn, which I think was like a combo of apparently both prednisone and ceftonir can mess with your stomach. And I had eaten um, Panda Express has a new thing on their menu, the Cantonese beef brisket. It's not that spicy, but I think for me it was a little too spicy. I had had that the night before, so anyway, I woke up and I just kind of felt like on fire. But I couldn't really like I didn't want to cancel my vet appointment for my cat. So I kind of powered through it, but yeah, the whole time I was just like jittery, like my heart was kind of racing and stuff. I kind of like I remember I actually like when I got into the room with like the vet assistant so she could like take my cat's weight and everything. I was like, by the way, just want to give you a heads up. Sorry if I seem like really anxious today. I don't really know why. And she was like, oh okay, you know. So yeah, that whole situation was not fun. And then like pretty much honestly, so I was on prednisone for like 9 days. In the first like 6 days of it, I was just kind of like rattling my way through the day. Prednisone also can cause insomnia, so I wasn't falling asleep until like 4 a.m. Yeah, it was it was a mess. That's what I'll say about that. So I'm glad that I'm done with that, and I definitely need to have my ENT make a note to like not give me prednisone again unless it's like absolutely necessary because that was not good. Um, you know what though? I will say, despite all my complaining about it, the ironic thing is that I think it actually worked. So even though like the prednisone like kind of made me feel insane for a couple days, my sinuses feel a lot better again now. So apparently, even though it didn't really do like it wasn't great for me in other ways, my sinuses feel a lot better. So it did kind of work. And the other weird thing too is like I think I was feeling really anxious with it because I've been having some sort of anxiety issues anyway ever since January with that whole ER visit and stuff that I've talked about a little bit before. Funny enough, I think being so anxious for like 3 to 6 days straight actually made my body kind of tired of being anxious. Because I've actually not felt as anxious anymore now either. So even though it kind of sucked while I was on that stuff, I've found that in the end it actually did seem to help quite a bit, which is nice. So at least it wasn't all for nothing. Um, but yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Avoiding COVID and rattling my way through life. But yeah. Aside from that, what else did I want to talk about on this stream? Well, so for one, Forza Horizon 2. I decided to play some Horizon 2 because I actually already have finished Forza Horizon 6. Um, Horizon 2, I think, is the Forza Horizon game that I've owned the longest. This was the first one I played. And I've kind of forgotten about it. Forza Horizon 1 and 2 are a little bit weird when you compare them to 3, 4, 5, and 6. Um, I feel like Forza Horizon 3 is where the game kind of got the current identity that it has. Forza Horizon 1 was I don't even know how I'd describe it really. It was like a Forza Horizon game, but also it kind of definitely seemed to be taking some inspiration from like Need for Speed with the whole thing where there was like rivals and almost like a blacklist that you had to fight against or not fight against but race against and beat. Um, and then Forza Horizon 2, I don't know, Forza Horizon 2 kind of did away with a lot of that, but then also didn't really like fully have the like personality that Forza Horizon 3 developed. So it's kind of an outlier. The other thing too is even though I'm playing this on Series X, it only runs at 30 FPS, which kind of sucks. But you get used to it pretty quick. Um, but yeah, I remember playing this game in high school. I think I bought an Xbox One over like a random summer and I think it was just that GameStop had them on sale, like really heavy discounted or whatever, and so I just bought one because I had some money saved up from like my birthday or Christmas or whatever, and this was one of the games that I bought. Um,
All right, you made it. And now it's time to party before we head out for tomorrow's road trip.
so I oh god, I forgot all this stuff even has occurred. Oh, I'm the Horizon champion. Look at that. Um, let's start another road trip. So yeah, I had bought this game back in like high school when I bought my Xbox One, just because I like racing games and wanted to have a racing game, and I had never played a Forza Horizon, but had always heard pretty good things about them. Um,
Our champ has spoken, and we are heading to
let's see
Cicero.
which ones.
Now, this will be a long drive. Make the most of it. Take
I'll
in the
do
sights, explore the
track
city.
toys, and I'll do the Caterham. Um, so what so anyway, like I keep trying to say, I had this in high school and I remember playing it in high school and I apparently like finished it.
Are we ready?
But then you can do these like road trips after you finish like the main thing, cuz
That's what
I
we call it,
finished
isn't it?
all the Horizon showcase events in this game, but I'm actually not the highest wristband level. So this is kind of the end game that I'm in, I'm pretty sure, is all these championships. I don't know. I don't really remember how the progression of this game works, just because, like I said, this game didn't really have as much going on in it compared to like 3, 4, 5, and 6. Even though 6 doesn't really have a lot going on in it either, which is kind of why I'm playing this. Um, yeah, I wanted to talk about Forza Horizon 6 also, but yeah, I have this one kind of weirdly specific memory of this game. This is going to be such a kind of odd topic to bring up. I remember one time getting cursed out by a girl over text while I was playing this game. um yeah, that was kind of a that was annoying. That was I've talked about it before. My bad high school breakup and stuff. But yeah, anyway, there was this one girl that I've been like talking to afterwards, just like kind of friendly. And she just like lost her mind like mid text conversation and started cursing me out, and it was like the first time I was like, wow, that's this must be what mental illness looks like. It was kind of freaky. It was the first time I've ever seen anybody like actually kind of out of nowhere like snap. That was a strange experience. And I stayed very far away from her from then on, because I was. It's kind of concerning when somebody goes from like just having a normal conversation with you to just like cursing you out. Um, Funny enough, I think it was actually that like I had dinner, and then like I came home to play this, and she was like sending me mean texts for like a couple hours. Yeah, that was a weird thing. Um, but anyway, aside from that though, I like good memories of this game. I remember this game really liking it. I remember enjoying it a lot. I really liked the car list in it. I remember especially having an affinity for the Cadillac Escalade that's in this game, because Escalade isn't really in a ton of games. Um, but yeah, I want to talk about Forza Horizon 6 a little bit too. Forza Horizon 6, I don't know what has gone wrong with that game, to be honest with you guys. Like, maybe it's just that I played it a lot earlier than I played the other Forza Horizon games, but Forza Horizon 6 is really kind of boring. Um, like, I just, I don't know. I finished all of the races in the game in not that long. Like, even though it's been almost a month since the game came out, I haven't actually played it that much. I haven't actually had that much playtime on it. And it just feels like, I don't know, it just feels like for years people have been asking, like, we need a Horizon game set in Japan. You know, Japan has this awesome car culture. There's tons of cool Japanese cars. And it's true. Like, Japan does have really cool car culture, and Japan does have a bunch of like really cool cars that are made there. But then it just feels like the game doesn't really take advantage of that. Um, One of the things that I've been seeing people online talk about is like how there's no Bozuzoku stuff, which is true. That would be really cool to see Bozuzoku stuff in it. and it's kind of surprising that they don't have that in it. And yeah, there's just it's weird because it's a game that's set in Japan, but yet doesn't necessarily seem to like culturally capture Japan that well. Um, and it also just doesn't really feel, I don't know, it doesn't feel especially fun to like drive in. Like Forza Horizon 2, something that I've been noticing as I've been playing this game is that a lot of the roads are like really nice and wide. And I feel like that's true for like a lot of the Horizon games. You have a lot of nice roadways, but Japan in Forza Horizon 6, the roads are all really small, which kind of makes sense. I mean, roadways in Japan I think are kind of small. But I don't know. It's not that I didn't like it, but it's just that I just feel like something's missing from it.
The Extreme Track Toys Championship. And we don't say extreme lightly. Some of the cars in this bracket are just nuts. But I guess you already know that. Okay, mate, choose a race and let's start the championship.
Um Probably try to get some of the circuit races done with first cuz I like sprint races better, so I like to get the circuit races done with out of the way quicker. Um But yeah, Forza Horizon 6, it's okay, but yeah, I don't know. I The other thing too is just when I think about the Horizon games, and again, I don't know if some of the stuff might be things that might be added in updates or whatever, but like Forza Horizon 4 had the collaboration with Top Gear, Forza Horizon 5 had the collaboration with Donut. I think they've collaborated with some other stuff too. And then outside of Forza, if you look at kind of the main competitor to Forza Horizon, the Crew Motorfest, that has a ton of collaboration stuff with other creators and just a lot more like lucidity to kind of the story within it. Whereas Horizon 6 just really, there's no collaborations. There's a bunch of car manufacturers that are missing. There's not really any Horizon stories. There's like one where you take photos, and there's one where you build up a set of cars for a parade, and then otherwise there's day trips that kind of explain the regions of Japan to you, but all of those are only like one drive. So it just feels like there's just not that much going on. Um and like I said, I am curious to see if they add more things in the future because I know they probably will, but it just feels weird. It just feels weird going from a game like Forza Horizon 5 or even Forza Horizon 4, which even kind of had like, I think Forza Horizon 4 I think had more cars in it. Forza Horizon 5 had more Forza story stuff in it. I don't know. It just feels like a downgrade in a lot of ways, which kind of sucks. Um but yeah. And also another thing. So this is totally unrelated to Forza, but another thing that I wanted to stream today because I wanted to make a prediction. I have a prediction. I wanted to get it out there before it might happen. So, sometimes for some reason, like I'm not trying to say I can predict the future or anything, but like I've noticed that sometimes there will be things that just randomly pop into my mind, and then like a couple days later I'll see something like on the news about it that's like big. Like sometimes there'll be a musician that I haven't heard about in a while that pops into my mind, and I'll go and look them up, and then like a couple days later they'll announce a new album or something. And this happens a lot to me. And so I was thinking the other day, and something that kind of popped randomly in my mind was Sly Cooper, the Sly Cooper game series, and it's something that I don't think I've mentioned a lot, but Sly Cooper was actually like one of my favorite game franchises when I was a kid. I played Sly 1, 2, and 3 a ton when I was younger. I got Sly 4 on launch day and had it finished by like the next day. I really, really enjoy those games, even though I haven't played them in a while, and I don't really do anything with them on the channel yet, at least. But I was just looking up various things about Sly Cooper and stuff, and there hasn't really been anything new that's happened with it lately, although they did release like a remaster of it on PS4 and PS5, I think a couple months ago. It might have been a year ago at this point. I kind of wonder if something might not be on the horizon with Sly Cooper, just because it just popped in my mind, and like I said, sometimes things like that happens. Like I'll think of it, and then like something will get announced with it. It's a shame that nothing has really been done with that franchise in a pretty long time, but that was something I was thinking about, is like a theory about it. a little bit. So I don't know who owns the rights to Sly Cooper, but I kind of think it's probably still Sucker Punch. If not Sucker Punch, then it's probably Sony overall. But I think it's probably Sucker Punch. And I've noticed that, like, so Sanzaru Games is a different developer who were the ones that kind of did the remastering for the Sly collection on PS3, and they also were the ones who made Thieves in Time, the fourth game in the series. And a lot of people didn't really react that well to Thieves in Time, and I've heard kind of mixed reviews on the Sly collection as well. And something that I kind of wonder is if, like, maybe that put a little bit of, like, a bad taste in Sucker Punch's mouth for remasters, because it's kind of weird that Sucker Punch hasn't remastered any of their games aside from Sly Cooper. I mean, you have Rocket Robot on Wheels, which is kind of a weird one, but that was on N64, and that's kind of a cool game. I played it a little bit. I own it. But then Sly Collection, like Sly 1, 2, 3, were really popular, and those only just recently got that. And I don't even really know if it's a remaster as much as it's just kind of a port to, like, PS4 and PS5. But you had, like, that happen, but otherwise, like, Infamous 1 and 2 and Second Son, nothing with any of those. Ghost of Tsushima came out and stuff, and I guess that did get, like, a remaster or, like, an update for PS5, but that's not that weird because it's only one console generation and it wasn't, like, that many years between it. But it's surprising that nothing has really happened with Sly Cooper or Infamous. And I hope that something does. It's funny though too, because, like, you know, when I was younger and I was playing through Sly Cooper, like, I had access to the internet, but I didn't really know how to use it, so I never really thought to look anything up. But now that I, like, oh, bucket list item. But now that I know how to, like, now that I know how to look things up on YouTube and whatnot, it's been kind of interesting to look up YouTube videos about Sly Cooper and see, like, videos about like the alpha versions of it and stuff that have been released and stuff, or found or whatever, and, like, comparisons to the main games and things. That's been kind of interesting. Take a look at some of that stuff. But yeah, that's it. I have I did also I dumped my copies of my Sly games also to mess with on emulators. So there's a chance that, like, I've been trying to mess a little bit with mods on console games that never really got modded. There's a chance that I'll have to look into some modding stuff for those, just cuz even though I haven't messed with it myself that much, I saw that there's a website that's dedicated to Sly Cooper mods. So there are mods that people have made, which could be cool to check out, and there are modding tools as well. So I'll have to investigate that some more and stuff. But yeah. Also, I found some cool rap songs that are based on Sly Cooper, which was sort of a random find, but one that I was happy to make. What else? Well, I'm probably gonna, after, I wanted to do the stream also on Horizon 2, because I've been enjoying playing it a little bit after playing Horizon 6. But I think after my stream, I'm gonna put my Xbox Series X away for a little while, and hopefully try to work on a new playthrough. I have been, like, wanting to make a new playthrough for a while and just keep not doing it for whatever reason. Like, I keep having other stuff that gets in the way, or, you know, another thing that I want to work on or whatever. But I really, really want to work on some playthroughs, so I need to, I've got at least one that I want to do that's on PS3. And my desk doesn't have room for my Series X and my PS3, so need to put the Series X away for a little while and dig out the PS3 again, which is usually on my desk all the time, but I had put it away to play through Horizon 6. But yeah, so hopefully I can get to work on that. In real life, I should probably get a job, like I keep talking about. What else? Played a little bit of John Carpenter's Toxic Commando earlier today. I bought that a while ago. I remember hearing good things about it, but then it kind of disappeared off of everybody's radar. I only played through, like, the initial first mission that sort of introduces you to it, but it does seem like a really fun game. of course, whenever you have like a four-player zombie sort of game, a lot of comparisons get made to Left 4 Dead and Call of Duty Zombies. But I've got to say, it actually does seem to stand up to it a little bit. The gameplay is pretty good. I don't think anything will ever really truly capture like Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2's gameplay, but in some ways, this almost feels like Toxic Commando feels like Call of Duty Zombies gameplay with like Left 4 Dead style levels. And it seems like it works pretty well, so I definitely want to play it some more. It seems cool. I also thought it was based on a movie because John Carpenter is involved with it, and the name sounded like a movie, but no, it apparently is a completely original thing, which I didn't realize. But yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know if I'll actually like play through that whole thing anytime soon, but it was cool to kind of check it out. It's one of the issues though sometimes where like my game collection has grown so much that sometimes I get almost overwhelmed with choice. It's one of those things where it's like, what do I even want to, what do I even want to like look at or watch or play or whatever, because there's just too many options. Especially when I was working at my last job and I was able to buy so much stuff over such a short period of time. Like, as I've been cleaning stuff and organizing stuff, it's like I find things that it's like, when did I buy this entire franchise of games? Um, but yeah. Also, I've been doing some writing. My girlfriend has been kind of helping me with that. She's pretty much been my editor on it. I decided to finally start writing like a story idea that I had, and I've gotten pretty far into it. It's looking like it's going to be pretty long. I don't know if I'll put it anywhere for release or anything. My girlfriend seems pretty convinced that we should be able to do something with it, some sort of publishing with it or whatever. I'm not totally sure how, but I think she maybe knows more about that than I do. Um, but yeah, but of course, first step is to actually finish writing what I'm writing. So yeah, but it's been cool. It's been nice to work on something like that. I especially because the idea that and I'm not gonna say like what it is or anything, but the idea that I've had for it is an idea that I've had for a pretty long time, and so I've already sort of thought through the entire plot, so I kind of know all what I want to write. I just need to actually write it, which I have been. And I've got a couple other ideas for things to write, but I don't know. We'll see. It's like, it's not quite midnight yet, but almost. And man, I don't know why, but I am craving chocolate really badly. I don't know why, but I really want like some Reese's cups. Like some big ones too. Like, I wish I found there was a couple times I found they had for sale at a couple of gas stations in my area these giant Reese's cups, and they were not like the sort of comedy like holiday ones, but they were also not like the normal big cups. They were like, I don't remember what they were called exactly. They were just called like mega cups or like giant cups or something. They were really good. And then every gas station around me that had been selling them sold out of them, mostly due to me. And they have not been back in stock anywhere. So I don't know. Like, I guess it must have been like an item they were testing or something, and then it just maybe didn't prove popular enough somehow, even though I bought all of them. um, yeah. So that's kind of annoying, but I don't know why I'm craving that so much. But speaking of food, something I've been trying to do health wise a little bit for myself is I think I'm going to try to cut out caffeine out of my diet as much as I can. Because the past week when I was on all the medicine from the ENT and stuff, and that one steroid pill I was taking, part of the reason why I was so messed up that one day, I think, was because the night before, without really realizing it, I had drank a bunch of stuff that had caffeine in it. And that's not great when you're on a steroid. Um, so pretty much I haven't had any caffeine in like over a week. I kind of ended up quitting it while I was on that medicine. And the thing is, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that even the sodas that I like that have caffeine in them, I kind of have alternatives for all of them that don't. So like Mountain Dew is one of my favorite sodas, but Mountain Dew has caffeine in it. And there is a caffeine-free version of it, but it's really hard to find. But one of the things that I found that's a good alternative to Mountain Dew is actually lime Jarritos. It's caffeine free. It's like one of the only citrus drinks, like green citrus drinks, that is caffeine free that I've found. And it doesn't taste exactly like Mountain Dew, but it's got a similar taste. And I really like it. So I've been that's kind of instead of Mountain Dew, and then also Fago. A lot of Fago flavors don't have any caffeine in them, so that's great. And then for like colas, a lot of like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and stuff have caffeine as well. But there's caffeine-free Coca-Cola, and that's also not super easy to find, but you can find it without too much trouble. And the can for caffeine-free Coke is pretty cool too. It's got kind of a gold color to it. So, because alongside the whole thing with it making me, with it not like playing nice with the steroids that I was on, the other thing with it too is that I think that might have been part of the headache issue that I was having, because like those headaches seemed to mostly kind of start after I had quit my old job. And it sort of hit me that I was drinking like a lot of Mountain Dew and like other sodas that had caffeine in them in the couple weeks like after I had initially quit that job. And so like now that I've been not drinking the caffeine stuff, like I think in some ways like I was going through a withdrawal type of thing or whatever. And that was getting me, which is weird because it's like sodas don't even have like as much caffeine as like a espresso or whatever, but yeah, apparently maybe I was drinking too much of it. But now that I've found alternatives that are easy to find, it's really not that hard to cut caffeine out because I don't drink coffee or anything like that. So it was all just soda. Oh, hang on, guys, give me 1 second. My girlfriend's calling me. Okay, I'm back. Um, my girlfriend was just calling to say hello, but that being said, I was actually going to end the stream soon anyway. So once I finish this race, I'm gonna end the stream. But yeah, I kind of got through all the stuff I wanted to talk about. Um, yeah, but like I said, tomorrow 1,000 subscriber video will be out, so that'll be cool. And then I really need to work on the Todd and Thomas video explaining the socks on my hands and the real life videos. I meant to work on that already, but then between the madness of the past few weeks with like being sick that one day and then having all the house stuff to do and then um those medicines and then my mom catching COVID and me like kind of trapping myself in my room for a few days, I just hadn't really felt up to it nor had the time to actually work on anything like that. But I'm hoping to work on that soon and get that done with because it really shouldn't take me that long to make that video. um the other thing too though is after I make that video, I kind of think I want to work on some simpler videos for a while, just because like sometimes it gets overwhelming having so many video ideas that take like a long time to make. So that's part of why I want to do some playthroughs and stuff, just because they're straightforward to make, they're easy, um, and they shouldn't take me that long. Forgot that my cat was at my feet for a second. I was like, what is that? What is near my foot? Found a toad today. That was kind of interesting. That's it. That's all there is to that story. I found a toad and then it ran away. It was a fat toad. It was a chonky one. It'd been eating good. Speaking of like I'm playing a car game and everything. Something I've been considering in real life is like, whoops, got totally distracted. Is like I need to find a job and stuff. I've been kind of thinking about trying to get some sort of car related job just because the job market sucks so much right now. It's hard to get like jobs that, actually make sense for somebody with a master's degree to have. Uh, and also, as I found out with the couple days that I worked at that job for the government, I don't think I'd be very good at just sitting in an office forever. So I was trying to think of like jobs that I actually would enjoy that like maybe have some advancement that like, et cetera, et cetera. And I've been thinking, I don't think I'd ever want to be a car salesman, but it could be kind of cool to work at a car dealership being like, I don't know, some sort of like intake person. There's always people at car dealerships that are the ones that work on like taking the photos of cars and like putting them on their websites and stuff. I think that could be a cool job. And I know there's a lot of car dealerships around me, so I'm sure that there's probably listings for something related to that somewhere. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say. So, once I get out of this menu, I'm gonna end the stream and call my girlfriend back so that way she doesn't get angry at me. So, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I really cannot get the temptation out of my mind to go get some chocolate. That's very very tempting me right now. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you in other stuff in the future.